Shalom. Giving all praises, glory, and honors unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahushua by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect out there. This is your brother, the priest, Design One from GMS Atlanta. Back with another edifying video. And more news and prophecy. The scriptures say that there will be signs in the heavens, signs in the sun, signs in the moon. And this article here I have is from Griffith Observatory, which says extreme moon. The major lunar standstill of 2024-2025. So this is one of those prophetic signs in the heavens, in the moon. The caption says, every 18.6 years, our moon reaches the extremes of its orbit around the Earth. We observe this as the moon rises and it sets as its most northerly and southerly positions on the horizon. Okay? Now, as far as precepts, Joel, the 2nd chapter, and there's more scriptures. Joel chapter 2 and 30. And I will show wonders in the heavens and in the earth, blood and fire and pillars of smoke. So this is a wonder in the heavens. All right? Dealing with the moon. It says, the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come, which is dealing with your solar and lunar eclipses, blood moons. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord, Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua said, and in the remnant, which represent the elect, the chosen few remaining of the Israelites from Jacob's trouble and the coming destruction, whom the Lord shall call. All right. Another precept. Luke, 21st chapter. Luke 21 and 25. It says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars. So up there in the heavens, up there in space. And upon the earth, distress of nations, dealing with riots, protests, with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right? So the main point here is dealing with signs in the sun and in the moon. Now, let's see here. This extreme lunar standstill, let's read some more into it. It says, observing unusual moon rises and moon sets. The major lunar standstill results from the rotation of the moon's inclined orbit over an 18.6-year cycle. Because the greatest monthly excursion of the moon changes very little during a standstill, we can observe the phenomenon for the rest of 2024 and much of 2025. The last time this happened was in January 2006, when the observatory was still being renovated and expanded. Unlike an eclipse, a standstill can be observed at any location on Earth. Now, this is very spiritual. All right? Because when you go back, it says 18.6 years. So around 18 and a half years, that was when, 2000, from 2025, going back 18 years, the year would be 2007. Okay? That was around the time when the apostles, all right, the men of great millstone, the leadership, the teachers, and the brothers in the camp were uploading the truth, the videos, the lessons, street videos, street camp teachings on YouTube. And that's also when the truth of being an Israelite exploded worldwide, globally. Not from getting in an airplane and going to another country, not from getting in a train or an automobile and going to different states and saying, you're an Israelite, we need to start a school. No, it happened because of the word itself and the word alone of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Kakwadash. All right. Now I mentioned 2006. Even going back to 2006, that was also when you had Bishop Nathaniel and other Israelite groups, HODC, start to put their videos on YouTube. YouTube was established in 2005. So even in its early days, Israelites were already uploading videos on YouTube, but it didn't fully explode on the scene till after the men of great millstone put their videos in 2007 on YouTube, and then 2008, 2009, 2010, and up until now. And now it's a spiritual wrecking ball that the elites of this system, Esau, these Edomites, can't stop. So this is a heavy major sign. Okay? So we definitely have to be in the time period, because now there's other signs that also point to this particular time period as a sign of the end. As a sign of the end of this world that Esau, so-called white man, rules. And we're close. We're close to seeing Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai destroy this world, destroy this system. Okay? We're getting to that point now. So this is a very spiritual omen and sign in the heavens dealing with this lunar standstill, major lunar standstill. It says, now the full moon is the most spectacular time to observe the major lunar standstill. Right, now the full moon is not a new moon, but the full moon has its own glory. All right, pursuant to Ecclesiastes, the 43rd chapter. Matter of fact, let me get that. All right, let's go to the Apocrypha. And let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra, which this Ezra is the same Ezra as the book of Ezra in the regular Bible. 2nd Ezra. I'm sorry. 2nd Ezra. Ecclesiasticus 43. All right. Ecclesiasticus is separate from Ecclesiastes in the regular Bible. So this is Ecclesiasticus, or also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 43 and verse 6. It says, well, I'll read verse 5. Great is the Lord that made it, and that his commandment runneth hastily, which is speaking about the sun. Which the earth does not revolve around the sun. All right, the sun revolves around the earth. All right, Esau in this pseudoscience is a heliocentric, sun worshiping, pagan worshiping system. Now dealing with the moon, he made the moon also to serve in her season for a declaration of times. So the moon declares what time we're in, right? The article mentioned that after 18.6 years, all right, from 2007 to 2025, we're now in a time of a major lunar standstill. It says, "In the sign of the world. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreaseth in her perfection. The month is called after her name, increasing wonderfully." So once you get a new moon, a new month, the light increases. So that means, so this scripture proves that the new moon is a dark moon. All right, IOIC members, take note. Increasing wonderfully in her change. Increasing what? In light. So the new month is called after her name, after the moon. So when you get a new month, you get a new moon. The light is increasing wonderfully in her changing. So from a dark moon to a full moon, being an instrument of the armies above, the angels. Right? You go from darkness to light. Who was in charge of that in the book of Genesis, the creation? Yahweh Shai and the angels. Shining in the firmament of heaven. The beauty of heaven, the glory of the stars, an ornament giving light in the highest places of the Lord. So that's dealing with the signs and the moon. It says the full moon is the most spectacular time to observe the major lunar standstill. Griffith Observatory is planning a series of activities for notable moon rises and moon sets over the next 18 months. The observatory has moon set lines inlaid on the lower west terrace. They point to the exact spots, northerly and southerly, on the western horizon where the major lunar standstill moon was set. So I guess if you're near the observatory, you can visit, or they might have a online setup. Let's see here. Tracking the moving moon. The moon's motion and timing are much more complicated. The moon reaches both the northernmost and southernmost position each month, doing in 29 days what the sun does in a year, going around the earth, going through its cycle. From month to month, however, the northern and southern limits of moon rise and moon set change over an 18.6 year cycle. Going back to 2007, when GMS blew up the truth on YouTube through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the greatest northern and southern positions of the moon extend beyond those of the sun. And just as the sun lingers at its limit at each solstice, once the moon reaches these extremes, its limits don't seem to change. But where sun still solstice lasts a couple of days, the major lunar standstill lasts for 2 years. So this is heavy. All right. So Lord willing, Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai ends this system this year, 2025. The hopeful year of deliverance, destruction, and judgment on Esau. So we have a great chance to, be out of here soon, man. We got a presidential inauguration coming this Monday. Come Tuesday, they're saying that Trump is going to enact a lot of different, over 100 executive orders to deport you tribes, you Israelites, you so-called Hispanics out of this country. And we'll see what happens. It could lead to civil unrest, which is another prophecy, riots. I read that in Luke 21. So heavy things are happening, man. But I'm going to end it here. Hope this was edifying. All praises goes to Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai B'Shem Kakwadash. Shalom.